Hey guys, welcome to a new series from us, the Slashcast. Of course, this is going to be episode 1. Today, we're starting out with me, Ethan, and my partner right over here.
Pat, you guys decide.
Yep. Pretty simple premise. We're going to preface each movie we watch with a little thoughts going into it. Overall, this is kind of like a bunch of bullshit at the beginning of an episode, just because it's the first, just so we can talk about it. But yeah, you want to tell them what today's movie is going to be?
So today's movie is a special cult classic. We got Puppet Master
Yep.
from 1989.
And a little.
So
Okay, no, I'll let you go.
I don't know anything about this movie, but we kind of created like a little list. So most of these movies are gonna be coming from Shudder, and so we got a little list built up, and it was between this or another puppet movie with Anthony Hopkins. But this one's, I mean, based on the reviews, it seems pretty interesting. I don't think it's one of the greatest movies of a lifetime, as this one review says, but everything, it's got right now 4 out of 5 skulls, we'll call them.
Yep.
And most of the reviews seem pretty good and just seemed interesting to go pick for today in the first episode. It's also October 1st.
And personally, I've also never seen this movie. We're gonna try to do movies we haven't seen. Maybe later we'll go back and like kind of go over some movies we've seen before. But a big thing with this movie, for me, is at least I will say I've seen clips of this movie or like subsequent sequels. I've just seen where it goes batshit crazy and there's fucking Nazi puppets and shit like that. And I just want to get to that, dog. If I could see some of these movies, and then we start seeing fucking Nazi puppets, like that shit sounds crazy overall. So, I mean, overall,
Sounds like a Kevin Smith type of movie.
yeah, exactly.
There's
And
the Yo reference.
100%, I am down to watch this full thing if it gets us to fucking Nazi puppets, and as long as it stays entertaining. Because honestly, there's not a lot of good puppet horror movies. Let's be honest. I mean, Dead Silence, okay. Trying to think what
I
else.
guess
Even
Chucky, if you might, Child's Play, if you would call it.
yeah. What is
That's
that?
more boy. Or it's a doll, I guess.
What is that, like Mama's Boy or something? Not Mama's Boy. No, that's fucking.
Uh,
What's that?
no, I think that's the Adam
Good
Sandler
Boy.
movie.
Good Boy. Is that what it's called?
Uh,
You know what I'm talking about? Where there's like the kid in the fucking ups. I don't know. Whatever.
no.
There's some fucking other movie that came out kind of recently that's like a puppet movie, but really it's not enough. And I mean, other than Goosebumps, I don't really know, many great ones.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Goosebumps
kind
has some
of that
bangers.
one. It's that one genre of horror that's kind of like died out, unfortunately.
Yeah,
You don't really see much of it anymore,
yeah. I think
if not any.
Annabelle's like the biggest that's been in recent memory of like doll horror, if you want to say overall.
Yeah, you
But
had the Child's Play remake, but that was AI. Uh, Megan,
oh yeah, yeah, that
you would
movie. I
count
guess yeah.
that.
I haven't seen
I don't
that
know
one
if you
yet.
count those as puppet, but
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie yet either. But yeah, I think that's
I
getting into
heard of
more
it.
AI horror too. I think you're right with that.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will life and spirits a little bit of our hopes for puppet horror. I guess I don't really know. I wasn't really ever scared of dolls, but I don't think I ever had any scary dolls in my house or anything like that. You know what I mean? I was never really around scary dolls.
No, I actually have. I mean, I was scared of Chucky back then, but now I
Oh
have
yeah, no, yeah, Chucky was
a
in my
ton of
nightmares.
Chucky. I have a ton of Chucky stuff. I have 2 dolls. I have a replica knife. Now he's kind of one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
Horror
honestly,
icons, you want to call them.
and this is outside of just horror. This is like real life shit, I guess. But honestly, I forgot as a kid, my mom was like obsessed with like watching old horror shows and shit like that, like Ghost Adventures kind of shit like that, more paranormal, I guess. And there was this one guy who would always pop up, Robert the Doll, and he scared the fuck out of me. I don't know, maybe I'll throw a fucking picture in here of what Robert the Doll fucking looked like, dude. That guy scared the fuck out of me as a child. So maybe I'll add that in post. Who knows? Maybe I'm just fucking lazy. If I'm lazy, just fucking look it up. But he scared the fuck out of me. I think there was a movie made about him too. Um, But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say about this before we hop in. If there's anything you want to say before we hop in.
Um, this is more so to hear back some like feedback, but for this first episode, it's just gonna be the reactions, like pre and post reactions. But for the future, depending on like the length of the movie, we're probably gonna have like full reactions throughout.
Yeah.
And we're thinking of like either just like live streaming it or just uploading the whole video in itself. Obviously, there would be timestamps because if you're not interested of watching
Yeah,
two
and
guys just watch a movie for an hour and a half, I would get that.
yeah, I think overall, no
But
matter no matter what,
first episode's not going to be that.
yeah, I think overall, no matter what, we'll release like an episode kind of like this, which is condensed. Maybe it'll be something more like I know with crap. I'm trying to like with watching this movie, we're gonna have a bunch of footage overall if we record it. We're not recording it today, so that's just one thing. But like certain moments and stuff, we might cut in footage from the movie, cut in our reactions, and do a bunch of shit editing wise. So it's gonna be a pain in the ass. To be fair, it's gonna take probably a couple days to edit because we're lazy and neither of us are amazing at editing. But if you guys are interested in at least that, let us know. Maybe you guys aren't. You say, no, I don't want you to release the full VOD. We don't have to. We can just fucking release the fucking, you know, clips and stuff that you might want to see. So if you guys are interested in that, post something below, like you were saying. But yeah, let's get straight into this movie, and then we'll catch you on the other side. All right, peace. Hey guys, this is back after watching Puppet Master. You know, Master of Puppets, I'm pulling the strings. What do you think? What do you think of this one?
So first of all, I want to say, yeah, you could tell her outfit's definitely changed. I don't know if you were wearing the same shirt, but
Nah, I'm wearing a fucking October Rush shirt instead.
yeah, so I don't have the Scream shirt on. But first reactions right off the bat is, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was a weird one. That the way it started out was weird. I wasn't expecting
Yeah,
like
you get, it's the typical like '80s jazz music video right off the bat.
jazz music
You know,
video.
the music for like the first 15 minutes, you don't know what's going on. Just a bunch of images of puppets. And, you know, I gotta say, this is one of the most horny horror movies I've seen in quite a bit.
Yeah, that's fair. I
So,
wasn't expecting to be like, I wasn't expecting that bitch to be like, oh, there was somebody fucking here. Let's fuck. It's like, what? I was not expecting that at all.
yeah. So there's like a couple scenes, like, I don't even know what they were. Leeches, I guess.
Yeah,
You would say they're leeches. So, yeah, so there's a leech scene in this
multiple.
where the leeches are pretty much like on his chest, like on his nipples, and they're it's just very weird.
Yeah, that fucking one puppet that would just vomit up the fucking leashes, dude, was fucking weird and creepy.
But the puppets, I think they're cool in this,
Yeah,
especially for the '80s. Like like the effects for this time were pretty good. You don't
De-
see a lot of it today.
definitely gives me Mad God vibes. I know you haven't seen
Yeah,
Mad God yet, but maybe that's one of these movies we'll have to do eventually. But I've already seen it. Weird ass movie.
yeah. So I don't know if you call it like animatronics or what, but the like visuals and stuff, how they use the puppets are pretty cool.
That,
Very '80s, very classic
yeah,
horror, especially which this was a TV movie. I found out it wasn't even actual. I don't know if it was a cinema release or not, but
yeah, I didn't know that.
so this was a straight to TV movie. Perfect for October if you're looking for something for. It's a little shitty horror movie to watch on a Saturday in October. Go for this. Start your binge. Perfect start for it.
Yeah, what 9 movies in this?
Otherwise, there's not really much. You don't really understand the plot. Who's the main character? Alex. Or who's the puppet master? Does it
Uh,
just go by the puppet master?
yeah, Puppet Master was I think it was Alex, the guy who
Yeah.
died, right?
Yeah. So, first of all, like you pointed out, one of the worst like playing dead actors you've seen.
Yeah, dude, you could just fucking see him breathing hardcore this whole fucking time. It was wild. So
Like I what I didn't understand is like he they never explained like what his actual like motive is. He just like bring the puppets from the dead,
uh so so Alex
and he trained.
is let me see. I think Alex was the mind, yeah, he was the mind reader guy. So he's not the puppet master. The puppet master
Frank.
was it
Was it
Frank?
Frank? I think he just went by Neil. It was Neil Gallagher.
Yeah. I actually didn't realize I think was this
So
oh my
Alex
god, dude,
was
the guy? I just looked at this, bro. Wait, is this true? Is this actually him?
who?
No, I don't think that's is that him? I don't think so. No. I was like looking, dude. There's like pictures. I don't think this is the guy. Matt Rowe. Let me look at this quick. This Matt Rowe guy who fucking
No, that was the guy that played Frank.
yeah, so that guy I don't know, it looked like he was a fucking he's dead by the way. But he was also in Child's Play too, interestingly enough. Uh but no, I thought for a second, dude, that it kept showing like pictures of a basketball player dude, from like Syracuse, like the top 3-point leader all the time. I was like, holy shit, bro, is this him? But no, I think it's a different guy. That'd be cool though, but nope.
Yeah, but Alex. So Alex was the guy trying to get with Megan the whole movie.
Yeah. Which that was like a weird
So
relationship overall. That was just fucking weird.
the whole thing was weird
Yeah.
in itself. Like, I just never understood, and I was gonna tell this to you, but I just waited till after. Like, there's really no like plot of this movie,
Nah, it's like this guy dies and they're trying to find the puppets. That's
and
pretty
they're
much
just
it.
miraculously all together, and they use the same excuse. They're like, "Well, Neil brought us all together, so that's why we're all here at the same time at the same mansion. No end goal." I don't know. I don't understand what their end goal was, what they were trying to do.
Yeah, you'd think
Uh,
there would be, especially with this many characters in this many movies now, because it's definitely playing at a sequel. You expect some of the more of the characters to be alive from the first movie, but it's really only
yeah,
Alex that survives.
and they all kind of die within like the same 20-minute span.
Yeah.
So you really get like an hour of nonsense, pretty much nothing happening, and I think the leech death is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not pretty
The
cool.
I wish you got
Nothing
to see
unique.
more of the drill death, like guy with the drill head
Yeah,
when he stabs into that
yeah.
girl. I'm trying to think. I really didn't think the southern can't say that word. Um, the like mystic
Fate.
lady. I was gonna say, the G word, but that's bad nowadays. Um, but yeah, the like fortune teller lady. I thought she was gonna like survive longer. She seemed like she was gonna be like the main love interest with Alex as well. When she like walked up and was like, "You want to fuck me?" I was like, "Oh, like, this is main love." No, no, this is just a bitch
Alex,
with a random
you
ass dog. Speaking of that, dude, that dog at the end is not the same fucking dog, dude. What the fuck? It's like shows it like, and then 10 seconds later, just a fucking completely different dog alive. It's like, okay,
yeah. Alex is a pretty weird dude. He's pretty much a complete square. He always wears a suit.
yeah,
Somehow is in his suit like 5 minutes after waking up. He just like
yeah.
decides to get dressed in the whole suit, dress pants,
I will
and
say those dream sequences with him though were pretty good.
they were.
They were pretty
I
interesting,
agree.
but just I don't think they could carry the movie, sadly.
No. And sadly, I think this movie was just a complete setup for like a series because nothing really. It was pretty much just like a long TV episode.
Yeah, and that ending was kind
It
of
was like a pilot of a TV episode, pretty much. The ending was
Well, the
all of
ending's
that
like
built
such a
up.
drastic. It's like there should have been more. Like right there, there's like a chunk of stuff missing. There's like everybody dies, and then it's just him leaving.
Yeah, that's it.
There's like no,
And they don't.
you know.
Yeah, they don't go into much depth about like who trained Alex. They don't go into anything. They just Megan was just a complete waste of a character. She was kind of just like the pity girl, pretty much.
I
Didn't really develop her at all. They didn't really develop anyone. All we know about Alex is that he's a professor, sleeps with a suit on, and didn't want to get with the fortune teller.
yeah, and I will say
And
the
somehow, like, is in love with Megan.
yeah, I will say the I want to say the like overall like plot of like the puppets being like I thought it was gonna be more of them like trying to find these kind of puppets and stuff like that. I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna be more based on that. But it's just kind of weird. And you're gonna have to. We're gonna take a break for 1 second. I'm gonna pause this and we'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. That was my fucking Roomba going off. Um, where were we just? We were just talking about. Whatever. I was talking about the puppet master plot. I thought it would be more about finding puppets and shit like that, than just like they get there and all the puppets are already possessed and shit like that.
No, I don't know about you, but I went into this like completely blind. I knew nothing about it.
The only thing I knew was Nazi puppets, but I think that's later on in the
Yeah.
series.
Yeah, we did
Speaking of
not get
that,
any of that.
why the fuck were like Nazis in fucking L.A. hunting this dude down? Like at the end, he like hides his stuff in the walls, all these puppets, and it's like the Nazis are chasing him, and then later it's like there's a hotel in L.A. It's like what the fuck? You're telling me the Gestapo was in L.A. trying to kill a fucking puppet master? Like that's wild. But
Yeah, I don't know if like more of the series is like a blast in the past, like they go back to the original Puppet Master. Uh, I don't, I don't think any of the puppets like they just went on their own. I don't think they showed what happened to them after.
no, they didn't.
I think they're still just all there. I don't know if Alex or Megan like ended up just doing anything with them, like just locking them, or they don't really show what happens to them. I thought the one with two blades like his arms was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. That I did think that. Okay, the fat like not the fat one, but like the bulky one with the small head. The
Yes,
fucking the
dude, the
fuck.
fight scenes.
But dude, like his weird like he has like mutilated human fists. They look like a human actor with mutilated hands just fucking did the scene for him. It's fucking weird. And also the fucking part at the end, the final battle when he pops his head off and it makes like the fucking most like that fucking noise, dude. It's like what? Why is it fucking like just a pop noise like a fucking kids show?
There's actually like one scene I really like in this. It's the elevator scene.
Yeah,
There's like one shot like really cool. Like all
the
the
female
lighting's
one or the
just like
final battle one?
the female one,
Okay,
the fortune teller,
yeah,
when she's in the elevator, just like like all
yeah.
beat
Her
up and
her death
stuff,
scene.
kind of just
Yeah,
rolled up in the corner. The lighting, everything was cool. Like that shot was like completely different from the rest of the movie. I don't know why, but
yeah,
that was my favorite shot. I liked it a lot.
yeah, yeah. It was a good one. I definitely did like some of the POV shots from like the puppet's point of view too. Some of those were kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Um,
Uh,
this was pretty much like if Toy Story went wrong.
yeah, yeah. You're honestly right there. It's kind of like toy soldiers, but horror.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Toy Soldiers.
Yeah, yeah. It's very different, honestly. Like I'd like to see more of the series. It's not something I'd go dive into. Like I could see like getting drunk and watching this, but like even some of the stuff that a campy horror movie has, I don't even think this has fully that. It doesn't have enough kills. It doesn't have enough
No,
gore. Um, it's not really like you
like
know,
if you're gonna make a campy horror movie, you got to make it. I don't know. You got to make it more slasher like. Like Friday the 13th does a good job of that. Those are not Oscar-winning movies by any means, but like
yeah.
they
And
still have like that campy cult classic type of vibe.
And I don't think
And
it has
this
like
doesn't.
enough.
This tries to be like Child's Play, and it's like their own version. Like they try to add humor in a way to it by making these puppets like a little bit goofy or something like along those lines. But it really just turns out to be just like the complete opposite. It's more like comical.
Yeah, I will say like plot wise, like if you someone told me, oh, like there's this horror movie about a bunch of fucking psychics who fucking get together and like, there's this puppet master who controls all these fucking
Yeah,
evil puppets. Like I'd be like, oh, that shit sounds cool. But like the way it's executed is not very well, and I
no.
hate critiquing these kind of campy like direct to TV movies. But there's like some better ones. I really don't think like this one didn't have enough of anything. It wasn't an exploitation film. There was a bit of exploitation, not really.
Well,
No, what you barely see like what there's breasts in it for like 2 seconds, right? It's not
I
even
think
like the
it's longer than
sex is
the
like
bathroom scene.
yeah, that's about it, right? There's like her in the tub, but then like the anything like that, like it's not a
Well,
sexploitation film really. It's not gory enough to
well,
be like
the bedroom death scene was.
it's
I
pretty, but it's pretty PG.
don't
You
know.
don't see anything. You really don't see anything.
Uh,
What do you mean?
sort of.
I don't know. It's
That
nothing
whole
like
like
crazy though. I've seen
that whole
worse.
setup for the bedroom death scene though was like that was very campy where she ties him up and she's like, "Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
sexual adventure number
I
three
that's
hundred and seven."
that is actually one point I like when the fucking like it actually makes
It
fucking
is
sense
kind of
when
it would be kind of terrifying though, like just being like tied up, you're
yeah,
blindfolded, so you don't know
Gerald's
what's
game,
going
bro,
on, and yeah,
pretty much. But Gerald's game, she's not. But that's I think Gerald's game's worse because she's not fucking tied up and the fucking wolf gets in all that shit that happens in that. That's a horrifying movie. But the other one, or the other thing I want to say about that scene, is I do actually like for once that because they kind of establish that these fucking characters are always fucking basically these two characters. There's not much fucking development of this group, but I guess that is like the one development. They're like, oh, these people are always fucking. So like
it's
when
just a
he,
bunch of
yeah,
horny
so when they're like
psychics.
loud fucking and everything, everybody hears them and like even when it turns into him like screaming for help, it's
Yeah,
like okay, cool. Like it makes sense because they always fucking do this. Like him yelling, they're gonna just think they're fucking still. You know what I mean?
yeah, this man's screaming for help, and he's just
Well, I don't.
Alex is just pissed off.
Yeah, he's like, oh
Gets
fuck, and
he just
like slams the pillow against his head. Yeah, it's. Oh no, it. Like I said, it's got moments. It's got its funny moments. It's got its entertaining
yeah,
moments. But I just think there's so much in between that's not enough to pull this as like a campy horror movie. And maybe it's like, number two. Maybe number two is better. Like part two, Friday the 13th Part Two, better than Friday the 13th in my opinion.
Halloween 2 arguably better than Halloween 1.
Yeah, H2O. No.
Some people like it. I don't know.
I don't. I'm trying to think what happens in Child's Play too.
But
Honestly, Child's Play 1 is definitely I think the best of that.
I actually kind of like some of the newer ones, like
Yeah,
the
then
ones
yeah,
from
I
the
like
2000s.
Cult. Cult was pretty good, and entertaining.
Yes, I like that one.
Yeah, Seed of Chucky's great.
Yes, that's another Child's
See
Play 2 I
what
like.
you're saying? Seed of Chucky's great. That's
No,
wild.
not great, but like, I like them.
They're entertaining movies. I don't think but they're like a better campy. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Chucky is like worked his way into be it's just a fucking like gross film. You know what I mean? Not like gross. Trying to think of the way to say this. Like it is a white trash film and it's entertaining. You know what I mean?
And I really like the series, but back on Puppet Master because it's not about Chucky.
Yeah.
Um, this movie fails of what Chucky did or Child's Play. Like there was nothing about this movie that was even remotely I think you can possibly be scared about. It was more every single time we saw something that was supposed to be scary, we just like laughed at it. Every fight scene, we just laughed at it. Something about Chucky that was like, I used to be terrified of Chucky.
Yeah, and but to
Until
be
you really
fair, as
actually
a
watch those movies, like they're actually not scary, but like something about him is scary.
yeah, but I think maybe if you came back today and like watched this, maybe it would be like kind of.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of tough.
because at this time you had Halloween, you had Friday the 13th,
Yeah,
you had Nightmare on
Black
Elm Street
Christmas.
part 1 and 2.
There's a lot.
You had
You,
a
you
bunch of
probably had
movies that
Cannibal Holocaust by this point.
you did. This was
Yeah,
in '89, so
yeah. That's
but I
wild. You
think
think like this movie does anything crazy? Not really. Not really. I don't know. It's
that whole movie is another story in itself.
yeah, but yeah.
But yeah, I'm taking a look at the reviews. It's got 43% Rotten Tomatoes, but I mean, the problem is this would be much lower. The problem is it was only between 7 reviews, and the three positive reviews were all people were just saying like how it was so bad it was good or weird.
yeah,
There's
and
only
even
three of
like
them.
I mean, of course, Shutter has it high. I mean, no matter what, Shutter has 4 out of 5. Shudder's gonna have any cult movie like this higher than what it should be. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean the
And
movie has like the audience score. The audience score is actually, which is weird because usually you see like audience scores higher, but this one has a lower audience score. It's 40% on 10,000 reviews.
yeah, I don't
So
know. Let me see if I can get. I just want to look
not
at some
looking
of.
good for Master.
Yeah, I want to see some of these Puppet Master reviews for the other movies to see maybe do people think it's better? Like some of the other ones are better. You know what I mean? Because there's 3 of those movies on there. The second one has a 4 out of 5 too. But yeah, it's people saying it's better than The Shining makes The Shining look like it was made by a mentally ill person. Uh, of course, that's not true. The Shining is that's someone
Made
big
by
trolling up there. But yeah, I mean, let's get to our final thoughts about what are your final thoughts about this movie though overall?
well, I mean, overall, like I had a lot of fun with the movie, and it definitely like it wasn't so bad that I like lost attention to it. Like I was invested the whole time. I really liked the elevator scene. I actually liked the bedroom scene too,
Yeah,
but I think it was just like poor execution of the non-existent story. No motives whatsoever. Character development is pretty much non-existent. So I think those downplay a lot of this. It's one of those I personally can't see myself watching like every time like fall comes around. I don't see myself watching waiting for the Puppet Master. Like
yeah,
if I saw this movie on TV, I don't know if I would put it on again. It's not like Child's Play or like any of the Friday 13th. Like if I saw those on TV right away, I would put on. But
yeah,
this one was just like a uh,
yeah. And it doesn't
one
even have
time
like
watch.
doesn't even have the
It,
campiness of something like Halloween 3 either. Like it's not
yeah,
even quite there.
there's nothing. There's just nothing. I can see like nostalgic about this movie. Like I didn't get that experience. Like I remember the first time I watched Halloween, and I think I don't know, kindergarten maybe, and I just remember just like being scared in the corner just watching it, and I can remember like that. I remember everything about like how terrified it was. And now I can watch it whenever. Like I just love those movies, and this movie fails to be a cult classic in my opinion. I think it tries a little too hard, and you can tell. Uh, so that's why I don't know what our rating scales is, but
We'll just
I'm
do out
just
of
gonna
10.
go
Honestly,
um,
what would you give it out of 10?
out of 10, probably a 4.
4? Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I'd probably
it
give
was
it a
definitely below.
6.9.
Really?
No. uh, yeah, I'd probably give it a. I don't
It's
know.
just below
I'd probably give it a
average.
5.9, honestly, just because I think it's there. What it's like. it wasn't atrocious watch. You know what I mean? Like I think anything below
Yeah,
fucking
like I said, it was enjoyable, but like
I don't
maybe
think
I'm just being a little too hard on it, but
yeah, because
there's just nothing like memorable about it.
I don't
Like
think
I had to look up what the characters' names were again.
yeah. Some of them are like so. Honestly, like the first third of the movie, honestly, I don't remember much of anything from it. Being honest,
And maybe I should be a little lenient, like not compare it so hard to like other movies, but
it's hard. It's the 80, like this is the
so
prime
cool.
time of horror movies. You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong, like I think the one that looks like the hashling slasher from SpongeBob, I think that one looks cool. Um, that's what I call them. I don't know what
Yeah, I
the
don't
one
know.
with
We didn't really get any names for these puppets either. They're not really characters. It's just like they have designs.
no,
You know
they're
what I mean?
just there. They're
Yeah,
just there. Like
they're
no built up to them whatsoever.
they're items for the killer, the main killer that you find out at the end. It's devices for him to use. It's not really
That's
fucking.
another thing. It was so obvious that that gosh, Neil was alive the whole time.
Yeah,
And
bro. Probably because
the
of this,
movie,
bro. Fucking lying. Oh, he's definitely dead. Fucking chest banging up and down. It's like this dude cannot fucking play dead for the fucking life of him, dude.
and the movie just acted like you were stupid. Like, oh, they're never gonna know the big surprise at the end. Like it was
Oh,
so obvious that you. It almost like felt like okay, it was like a big fuck you at the end. Like we got you guys, but like you knew from the moment the movie started. Like
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't know.
so.
For me, the reason I give it a 5.9 and not lower is just because I don't think it's quite a D tier. I don't think it's quite a D tier movie, but I think it's just like right on the fucking tippy top of being an F tier movie. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
got cool effects. It's got a cool premises. Some characters that are uninteresting, so just like throw that out. The honestly, I do think the setting is kind of interesting, being at a hotel. I mean, it's been done before, but it's like, and it could be done better. You know what I mean? But overall, kind of interesting. Uh,
Now, if this movie, if it was about like the puppets the whole time, I think it'd be a totally different story.
yeah, completely. I think it would have been a lot better, honestly.
But this movie was about more so the humans, and none of them had anything interesting going on. And
Yeah, definitely.
this subplot. Well, I mean, I think the puppets were more so the subplot.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of the other problem with this is it seems like the puppets have more personality when you watch the beginning of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like okay, cool. These guys are pretty unique, and they
And they
seemingly
clearly have,
like care for their owner or
and
whatever.
going back to like Child's Play like a little bit, but like Chucky he has a conscience, but he also has like he has motives, he has a reason. The puppets, they clearly have a conscience, but like you, I don't know, like they should bring in like some kind of like insight because I think if I remember like the puppet master, like there's like some kind of conscious that he's like transferred into the puppets, right? Something like that.
I can't remember exactly, but
But either way, so like to gain for them to have like some kind of conscious, they have to have their own I don't want to say thoughts, but like
well, they obviously do have
they
their own thoughts because they fucking betray him at the end, which doesn't make sense
they
because it
do.
seems like if they this con, I'm just gonna say this at the beginning. The guy seems like a good dude. The guy who makes them seems like he'd be a good dude, and that they follow him. So tell me why, like, oh, they feel bad when the Nazis are coming, obvious bad guys, and you tell me this guy who's an obvious bad dude. They're like, okay, let's follow this obvious bad dude. Like, there's some big plot holes here. You know what I mean? Some big fucking plot holes. But
There's a lot of plows. I guess it's the reason why they made 15 of them. So
yeah, so they can just fill them up. But overall, yeah, that's pretty much my final thoughts on it. Do you have any just last little tidbits before we go?
not
Because we're getting
really.
close to 30 minutes, so this is gonna be a long one.
but I guess it makes up for not watching the actual movie, so or any like reaction clips.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have some reactions here, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But I guess this will be it for today. Signing off. This is Ethan and Pat. And that's all for Puppet Master episode 1. All right. Peace.